Alright, what is up my homies, and welcome today to Great Gaming. Today we are trying out a brand new series for this channel, and that is the Commonwealth Contractor. So rather than showing you a settlement that has already been constructed, I thought it might be cool to show off how to actually construct some of the more intricate structures that we play with on this channel. So that's what we're going to deal with today, and on our first episode of this, I'm actually trying something new. I'm going to try building a castle gatehouse. This is something that I've never tried before at any of my other settlements, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to work out. But I wanted to go ahead and give it a shot, so that's what we're going to do today. So you see behind me, I've already got some stuff set, and I was really just making sure that I had enough room to actually build what I intend to construct here. We are at the Sunshine Tidings Co-op, and we aren't going to focus so much on the settlement as a whole, but more how to construct a castle gatehouse. So this castle gatehouse is going to have a man trap, it's going to be a defensive structure, and we're going to see what we can accomplish here. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So you're going to want enough space to fit about 3 full-sized floor blocks in depth and about 10 in width. So we are going to be about 3 deep, which means that we're going to come out this direction, back the other direction, and then we're going to, of course, have the 10 blocks that I already have set up. So let's go ahead and set our foundation. So this is going to consist of 3 main components. There's going to be a watchtower at each end, and then there's going to be the gatehouse with sliding gates. And that's also going to double as a man trap. So let's go ahead and check this out. So we are going to work very heavily from the concrete build set. So we are going to go through a lot of concrete, a lot of steel, and a little bit of wood. We're also going to need some basic electrical stuff as well. So a little bit of copper and other various things that you would use to manufacture electrical components. All right. So there we have our 3x3 squares that form the foundation for our 2 guard towers. So now we're going to construct each guard tower, and these are going to be hexagonal or octagonal constructions, just like you saw at my Kingsport Lighthouse, and just like you saw with my Nuka World guard towers. If you haven't watched those movies yet, I will add an end card that contains both of those. And so the first thing we want to do is we just want to make sure that the center square on all 4 sides of our foundation is occupied by one of these concrete walls. And we do want doors because we want to actually be able to enter into our guard towers. Don't worry about the grass popping up through the floor. This is more of a proof of concept, and we're not really going to be doing anything with them. You can always raise these structures up if you like. All right, so we've got our center pieces. Now let's go ahead and add our diagonal cuts. All right, and so that forms the basis for our guard tower. Now we need to build up 2 more layers. So this is going to be a 3-level guard tower. All right, and now we just need to fill in our walls. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can either fill in using the solid wall, or you can fill in using the window wall. So I'm going to go with windows just because it will look a little bit nicer. You'll have more field of vision on all levels. And it also has a little bit additional utility when we get to a finished product. If I do this right anyway. All right, so we have 2 guard towers that are now 3 stories tall, Now we need to add our second and third stories. All right, and now we need to fill in these towers. So I'm going to show you a couple variations for where to place our stairwells. So in this one, we will put the stairwell in the middle of the tower. So it's more of that wraparound stairwell. So it has a little bit more of a symmetrical aesthetic to it, but it's kind of a bit of wasted space because you lose the ability to add any additional rooms or storage areas or even sleeping quarters in this tower by placing your stairwells in the middle. But we do have access all the way to the top of our tower, and we are kind of at a risk of fall damage. So if you like, you can throw in some of these half squares, and you can also throw up some guardrails as well, to keep you from falling over the edge. And the same over here. Now you don't have to worry so much about falling down a very deep hole. Also, if you don't want to have to hop to get up in here, you can just snap some stairs to get up into these towers. Now another variation, oops, misplaced. Another variation for where we put the stairwells is actually to put the stairwells close to the door, and that will give the added benefit of allowing us to put an extra room in our tower. So I'll go ahead and show how to do that as well. So here we have the same stairs to get up to the top level. We have the same top level view, and we have kind of the same fall damage risk hole, which we can easily mitigate. But here on our second floor, we can actually make a whole other room. So if you wanted to actually make sleeping accommodations, like for some people who would actually be standing watch here, we actually have the ability to create a room now, because we don't have the stairwell sitting in the middle of the tower. So we can throw some beds in here, we can turn this into storage, whatever you want, you have the ability to now. So that's just another variation of the watch tower. So now that we have that, it's time to create our man trap / gatehouse. So we need to start delving into building a wall. So I'll go ahead and do that here. And we only need our wall to be 2 concrete walls high. And now we're going to get into our warehouse build set, and we're going to go for our heavy shop door. So the heavy shop door is a powered door, and it's really nice for a number of reasons. It kind of gives that heavy duty warehouse aesthetic, and it also gives us the ability to control access to our settlement. But there's a bit of a problem. The shop door doesn't want to snap with the power connector facing the correct direction. And the main reason for that is it tries to snap to the outside of whatever flooring is existent. And so we need the flooring to face the opposite direction. So there's a couple ways around that, and this is probably the easiest one. So we are going to need 2 doors. This is going to be a man trap. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to snap 1 door right here. So now we're just going to pull our corner floor pieces out of the corners. We're going to put them facing the outside of the gate, and then we're just going to snap our inside pieces back where the corner pieces were. So that now gives us a floor facing the proper direction that we can snap our shop door with the power facing the inside of our defenses. So now we just pull this piece out temporarily, and we just snap our concrete flooring back where it belongs. And there is our defense. So now we need to power these doors, so we're going to have to delve into our power build set. And you can get away with just a small generator if you like. But if you already have a larger generator, a fusion generator, Vault-Tec reactor, whatever at your location, you can always just tie this into your already existent system. And I'm not going to get fancy with my connectors like I normally do. I'm just going to throw in a couple of these and call it a day. And so we have our outside door rolled up. And then we want to fill up our inside wall as well. All right, now we can fill up our upper wall, but I want to show you why that doesn't really work right here. So first thing is I need one more power connector so that we can get around the corner. So a neat thing about the concrete is it doesn't have a problem clipping through the existing shop door. Now it doesn't want to. So we can actually kind of clean this up a little bit and get rid of some of the nastier bits of tin siding on the top. And there's not any problem. But if our concrete is already in place before we connect the power, you can't connect power through the concrete wall. So you have to connect your power before you clip your concrete wall through your door. And then it works just fine. But there's a bit of a problem here, and that is that both of our doors are permanently open. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in because I don't need any more work directly on the door. And we're going to go back to our power build set. And we're going to throw in a pair of switches. And we're going to have an inside door and an outside door switch. And we're just going to, oops, I did not want to store that wall. So now we're just going to connect the outside door to a switch. We're going to connect an inside door to the switch, and then we're going to connect the switches to the reactor. So now inside switch flips on, outside switch flips on, and now we are done. We have a defensive structure with a man trap, and we can go ahead and add some stairs in here if we don't want the little hop to get up to the man trap. And so the premise is that we can close our inside door in the case of an attack. Enemies will run into the man trap. We can shut the door behind them. Then we simply go to the guard towers, go to an elevated shooting position, and have at them. So it's a defensive style that's been in use for literal centuries, even millennia, and it has a nice post-apocalyptic spin to it. And there you have it. That is our castle, gatehouse, portcullis, whatever you want to call it, and it is fully functional. You can integrate this into an existing set of fortifications, or you can build a new fortification around this setup. If you're interested in attempting this sort of build, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you have any ideas for how to improve this castle gatehouse, definitely let me know. And if you have any ideas for other types of structures that I've used in my settlements or that are similar to what I use in my settlements, definitely let me know, because I'm looking for more ideas to expand this series out. This has been our first episode of the Commonwealth Contractor. With that, I think that we're going to go ahead and wrap up. This has been pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through a lot of the building elements where I'm not really talking, but this only took about 18 minutes to record, so very quick, down and dirty, and not too difficult to accomplish. With all that out of the way, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more content like this, and if you want to get notified every time we drop new content. This has been great gaming. I hope to see you all here next time. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.